Hello, my name is Hossein Mahdavian, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to animate line art in After Effects. So stay with me until the end of the video. To start, we need a vector design which you can download for free from FreePic website. I searched line art and you can see all kinds of designs. The design I downloaded is this one, and I used this design for the color circles. After downloading, open it in Illustrator. Keep the ones you need and delete the rest of them. Place each of these shapes in a separate layer. You can also copy colored circles from this file. For example, select this circle, double click on it and copy it with Ctrl+C. In this file, create a new layer and hit Ctrl+V. This way, you can enlarge by holding Shift and place it wherever you like. Since I already did it, I will delete this layer. Save this file somewhere with Ctrl+S. Open the file storage location. Drag this file into the After Effects and drop it in the project section. I put this part on composition and layer size and click OK. Double click on the composition. You can see that all layers imported into the After Effects separately. We can use a solid for the background. From the layer menu, select the solid option from the new section. I will name it background and color it white and click OK. I put this layer under all layers. I want to start with this bird. First, we hide the layers that we don't need at the moment. I will place this bird exactly in the middle of the page. We must use the pen tool and draw a line along this bird. But before that, we need to convert this bird layer into a shape. To do this, right-click on the bird and select the Create Shape from Vector Layer option from the Create section. A new layer is created and this vector layer is automatically hidden. We don't need this vector layer, so we delete it. We can also change the name of this layer to bird. Now we have to select the pen tool and draw a line along this bird. Press F2 until no layer is selected and click. Draw a line like what you see in the video. The size and color of this line should be the same as the color and size of the bird layer. I will make its stroke smaller. For example, I will set it to 2. 2 is small. For example, I set it to 3. I think it's good. The line should be along this bird. I select this layer and move it a little so that the line is exactly on the bird. Like this. Now we have to animate this line. Open the line layer. In the stroke part, I put this butt cap option on the round cap so that the beginning and end of this line is rounded. Then I use the trim pad effect. I choose it from this part. Open the trim pad and set the start to 100. Click on the stopwatch to create a keyframe. Zoom on the timeline a little. For example, I want it to be animated in 1 second, so here I set it to 0. If I play the animation from the beginning, you will see that the line appears like this and moves up to here. When it reaches here, I create a keyframe for end. For example, I take CTI to second 2 and set this to 0. You see? After the line hits the bird, it shrinks from the beginning and gradually disappears. Once the line is here, we need to animate the bird. Open the content section of bird layer. This bird consists of 3 groups. I will move group 2 to the top. First, we have to animate group 2. I give trim pad effect to group 2. Set start to 100 and create a keyframe frame. I move the CTI to second 2 and set this to 0. Like this. You see? In this way, we were able to animate it so beautifully. When it gets here, we need to animate this wing. In this frame, we take a copy of trim pad layer with Ctrl+C. Select this wing layer and paste it. Like this. When it gets here, I will paste it for the right wing as well. And so easily we were able to create such an animation just by using the trim pad effect. When the line reaches here, we can animate the circle behind it. We select its layer, hit S and create a keyframe. Move the CTI to a few frames back and set it to 0. You can move these 2 keyframes so that this circle also appears when the bird appears. You can also move this keyframe and make it slow. The sooner it appears, the more beautiful it will be. Like this. After the bird is finished appearing, we need to draw another line and animate it in the same way. Select the pen tool, press F2 so that no layer is selected, and draw a line like this. If you don't like the line you drew, you can correct it with the pen tool. Click on this point and modify the line using these handles. Now I think this line is good. Exactly where the animation of the bird ends, we must animate this line. I apply the trim pad effect to this line as well. Set N to 0 and create a keyframe. Move the CTI and set the N to 100. Now adjust the timing of this line. I move it a little to the left. In this way, we were able to animate this bird so far. Now we have to animate the camera. We want this bird to exit from the right side of the scene, and the stork will appear instead. To animate the camera, we can connect all these layers to a null object and animate the null object. From the layer menu, first create a null object. I put this null object here, for example. Select these 3 shapes and connect them to the null object in this way. Now we can animate this null object by position and scale. Hit P and create a keyframe. Here I move the camera a little. Move the CTI forward and move the camera. We should have connected the circle below it to the null object. Press Ctrl+Z and connect it to the null object like this. In this way, these shapes also move with the movement of the camera. We can hit S and add the scale as well. We zoom the camera a little. I'm going to move it up a bit here. So far, I'm moving this bird to the right. I will also delete this keyframe. Till here, the camera is motionless, so I will create a keyframe. Move the CTI forward and move the camera to the right. So far we have animated the bird and set the camera. Now it's time for the stork to appear. Unhide the stork layer. Move this layer with P and place it here. Press S and enlarge it a bit. Hit P and move it. And align it with this line. Like this. Right click on it and select Convert Shapes from Vector Layer from the Create section. And I also delete this vector layer. With the same method you learned, you can also animate this stork. Exactly where the line meets the stork's leg, we need to animate the stork. Open the content section of the stork layer. And I put the trim path effect on this group layer. Set N to 0. Create a keyframe for it. Move CTI forward and set N to 100. Now we can adjust its timing. We can move these keyframes. Now we have to shrink this line from the right side. Select the line layer. Open the trim path section. Move this keyframe a little to adjust the timing of the line. When CTI gets here, create a keyframe for start as well. Move the CTI forward and set this to 100. You can also adjust its timing. Move these keyframes to get the result you want. Like this. Now I like the animation. Once the CTI is here, you can animate the rest of the stork as well. Copy this trim path. Select the Group 2 layer and paste it with Ctrl V. And in this way, we were able to animate these two shapes. You can repeat this process and animate more shapes and create a chain of these line arts. When the CTI gets here, you can also animate the circle behind the stork. This layer I mean. Hit S. I will enlarge it a little. Press Shift P and place this circle here. Before the stork appears, you can animate this circle with S. Create a keyframe. A few frames earlier, I set it to 0. Then you can adjust its timing. You can see how beautiful we were able to make this animation. Once you're done with the stork, you can draw another line and repeat these steps to animate more shapes. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends and family. Thanks for watching.